Steady rocking on the midnight train to Zion, to Zion.
One hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. Now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness. And it's so beautiful. No, you can't touch the fire. And you know it's not in vain. Steady dripping through the pain. Oh, steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh, no. Steady rocking on the midnight train.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
Mengiazidi kunipita jama, oh no, maji yalipozidi kuja, hawakudhani tutafika, it's unbelievable that we made it this far. It's undeniable to see the promised land from afar. So beautiful, we don't know who we are. We keep on walking in the rain.
Steady rocking in the midnight train. Steady rocking in the midnight train. Oh no, steady rocking in the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion, Zion. It's on the road to Zion. Nothing will ever deny. Whatever it takes, keep on walking. Whatever it takes, keep on moving. To Zion, to Zion, to Zion. Yeah. Midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh no, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion.
1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion.
Saudi Soul Midnight Train. It talks about keep pushing, keep putting in the work. With time, it will definitely show. My name is Iraton Longoria, the host of Let's Talk with Iraton, and today's conversation is about the power of African hair. Why we should definitely wear our hair, how to definitely have amazing individuals actually giving different explanations about this, and also it will help us delve deeper into why for all these years, we've been told that our hair is not good enough. But the reason why somebody will try to downgrade everything to do with you, it's because there's actually power in it. But welcome again to Let's Pop with Iritan. Remember, you can download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. We do have the likes of ashwagandha on the side of the supplements, beetroot, manuka honey coffee on the side of the beverages, also a local cucumber soap, and also we do have the sheer butter if you're trying to grow your hair. Get yourself amazing supplements, apparel clothing like the sounds of t-shirts, hoodies, beanie hats that has sandal slides with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Remember, you can download this app if you're having the Android device. It's super free on the Android device. But if you're using the computer or the iPhone, stream on www.blackhotfireradionow.com. We'll definitely get deeper into this conversation. But before we start the conversation of the power of our African hair, we do have a lot to discuss on this. We do have the cultural and spiritual significance of our African hair, the symbol of identity and status of what our hair really represents, protection and healing, the symbol also of mourning, and also do have historical and social impact of our hair, and also to have a modern expression of what our hair really means, the power of identity. It starts from our own hair. When they told us our hair is not good enough, when they told us you should definitely be wearing wigs to actually look like, every other white girl, because that's what everybody thought means beauty. But we have a good understanding that our hair is actually connected to nature. Everything that has to do with the African identity is connected to the creator, is connected to everything that surrounds you. But I'm actually starting this conversation because I love this part of it. I was doing my research and I was falling in love with every bit of it. But before we start the conversation, which I already started, let's listen in to the health and benefits of ashwagandha.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Definitely get yourself some ashwagandha. Also, we'll definitely listen to the health and benefit of beetroot.
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutritional content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$8.90, you'll get yourself some beetroot. Welcome again to Let's Swap with Ewerton on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network, media for the 21st century. Thank you for the ones who are joining us live on YouTube, live on BitTube, live on Rumble. My name is Ewerton Longoria, and today's conversation is the power of African hair and why we should definitely wear our hair out. Back in the days, or maybe for many years, we've been told that our hair is not good enough. We've been told to actually straighten our hair. We've been told actually to fit in with the white community because that was the standard of beauty. But you come to realize everything that is attacked, everyone who's actually trying to intimidate you, we know in regards to who we are, our identity, who we are, music, talk about everything that actually originated from Africa. It's because of the inferiority complex mindset. So we've actually never gone deeper. Let me say it right now, a lot of women are actually wearing their hair out very confidently because we have to understand it brings that power and pride identity in you. And the reason why this happened is because mostly, or the most important thing, our hair actually connects us to the creator. Our hair actually is a sign of who we are. And it actually resembles nature. Look at the trees and look at the African hair, the afro. Everything about the African individual is connected to everything that is around us. Look at that. First of all, the power of African hair is beyond any aesthetic appeal, and it holds deep cultural, spiritual, and historical significance. And it's often seen as a source of personal and cultural pride, a means of communication with the spiritual world, and a symbol of identity. Most importantly, the symbol of identity. Just take a moment, or an example, if anybody just cuts your hair without your consent, there's a way you feel like your power has been taken away. The way African hair is styled can also reflect social status, age, marital status, and tribal affiliation. This was actually back in the historical days when the African hair was styled, and also it actually reflected um, different kind of status. Let me see, the way they will definitely wear their hair out, it actually reflected their social status. You could know someone's age by the way they wear their hair out and different style that they put on their hair, the marital status, tribal affiliation. But as I said earlier, African hair is beyond aesthetic appeal. It holds a very deep cultural, spiritual, and historical significance. These are the things we're not really taught about who we are, right? And it's often seen as a source of personal and cultural pride. And ask yourself why you've been told your hair is not good enough. And the fact that a lot of Africans do not know about their African history, African identity, because first of all, it starts with you. Everything to do with you. Your melanin holds power. There's a meaning to your skin color as an African. So much power in it. Talk about your hair. Your hair is a means of a personal and cultural pride. Also, it will act as a spiritual antenna. We'll definitely get deeper into that. A means of communication with the spiritual world. Let's talk about that. In many African cultures, hair is believed to be a conduit for communication with spiritual realms and ancestral spirits. Ancestral spirits. Yeah, thank you for the ones joining me live on TikTok. How are you doing? Remember, you can follow the live creator for more updates here on the Black White Fire Radio Network. My name is Victor Longoria. You can invite more people to listen into amazing conversation. Let's start with that. The reason why our hair is connected to the spiritual realm. Let's listen to this video to get more deeper into this conversation right away.
This is the Pillar of Dread. According to Egyptologists, it is an ancient Egyptian symbol that represents stability, and it is associated with the god Osiris. It can also be found below the famous Dendera light bulb, and its shape reminds us of electrical insulators. Some people even call it the Egyptian Tesla Tower.
The Djed is a dielectric insulator, the insulating medium that exists between two plates of a capacitor where the regenerative power is stored in an electric field. The difference between a conductor and an insulator is that a conductor will allow electrical currents of energy to be received and flow freely. An insulator restricts the flow of electricity and traps or stores it, then directs it into the necessary places that it should be distributed to prevent the electricity from running wild or into places where it doesn't belong, which causes a fuse or disruption. When you look inside of a cord, like a charger for example, the white rubber cord would be considered an insulator, and the colorful wires and copper inside of it would be called a conductor. The insulation of the white cord prevents the electrical currents from being able to shock you or flow into places it has no business. When you're charging your phone, the electricity travels through the colorful cords, which are now able to act as a conductor because of the white cord, which is an insulator, and it is preventing the electricity from going anywhere but directly into your phone. And interestingly enough, the same way how I was able to break down conductors and insulators is the same way how the hair of African descended people actually functions, which is why we are called the nine ether beings. Because that curl pattern in your hair, that swirl that reflects the heavens and the cosmos, is the same spiral that can be seen on the dielectric insulators as well too, and as well on the Djed pillar.
We're gonna prove that the hair is the way you scan your environment. So we gotta make sure that we pay attention to our hair. That's why non-ether hair is important. That's why our hair grows towards the sun. That's where we get the Bantu locks from. We lock in that energy in. That's why Black people must have their hair. Our hair was very religious. Our hair was very spiritual and very, very ancient, y'all. It really was. Like it was a whole ritual with our hair. We used to lay down and get our hair washed with juices and berries. Put a couple strawberries in there, boo. You know what I'm saying? Like hair is sacred because that's the only way you can decode and scan your environment. Because I'm showing y'all that the skin and the brain is the same thing, and through the hair of the skin and the brain, this is how you scan your environment and you download all the information in your environment, and this has everything to do with why you sit. So my skin is a part of my brain. Let me make sure I ain't rubbing no lotion in there. You know, y'all, let me get the lotion. You got. And look, the skin is so powerful, and it absorbs. Think about all the chemicals, the perfumes, the cologne, all of the moisturizer that you put in your skin is made with all these chemicals. You are literally, when you taint your skin, since your skin is made from the same cells of your brain, you're tainting what? Your brain. A lot of y'all be in school taking tests, wondering why you can't think straight because you got a whole thing of Vaseline. Your brain can't breathe. You done clogged your whole brain up because you done put on oil on your skin. I know that's funny, but that's some true stuff though. Think about it. Your skin is the largest organism. The skin is the largest thing on your body. It's the largest organ on your body. Not only is it excretory, meaning it produces things like sweat and stuff like that, but it absorbs things as well. So we got to be very, very careful about what we put in our skin. And if your skin is messed up, something is wrong with what? Y'all know what this is called? Holistic healing. Protein. Again, I do not like the name protein, so we're going to call it simple amino acid structures. Can y'all say that? Simple amino acid structures. Y'all can understand that you're vegan and you're plant-based, but one question: where do you get your protein? Well, I be wondering. Hey, look, if nothing irritates me the most is that question, y'all. I'm telling y'all, that drive me up the wall. So it's like, man, it's 2020 now. We should be already knowing that protein is not good for us. A neurotransmitter is impulses of electrical conductivity that shoots inside of your body that connects a certain part of your body with the other one. So say you need to walk. Guess what your brain gonna do? Your brain is gonna send messengers down to all the different cells inside of your leg because the body is made of cells, nerve, and lymph. All right, so the nerves is what communicates and commands the cells of the body. The lymphatic system is what cleanses the cells of the body. And the blood is what feeds the vital nutrients and oxygen to the cells of the body. So when you have melanin neurotransmitters, the melanin neurotransmitter is run throughout the body and it commands the body to do certain things. Like how I'm walking around, this is instant command. It's telling my leg to move, so I'm moving. So it said that these melanin neurotransmitters are actually connected to the membrane receptors. So the skin or the hair.
Thank you for everybody joining me live on TikTok. I can see Caleb. I can see James, next neighbor, Dentos. Dave, how are you doing? My name is Irton Longoria on the Black Hot Fat Radio Network, and we're talking about the power of African hair. And this conversation is actually broken down into different parts of it: symbol of identity and status, and also the fact that our hair as Africans is a conduit for communication with spiritual realms. It acts as an antenna to the spiritual world. And most time, I can see for quite a long time, we've been told that our hair is not good enough. We've been told that we should not wear our hair out. And I actually broke this down into an understanding where we can actually go down and relate it with. If someone feels intimidated with everything that you are, if someone is actually scared of the person that you can be, the best thing they can do for themselves to feel better than yourself, they have to actually downgrade you. They have to introduce this word, the inferiority complex word, right? They have to make you feel like you're not good enough. They have to make you conform into their world or into what will make them feel superior than you. And that's how we've seen everything to do with African identity, our African status, our hair, everything that has to do with us has actually been eroded, hidden away from us. Talk about our history. Talk about our understanding that we are the originators of civilization. A lot of Africans do not have an idea that everything started in Africa, that Africa is the cradle of life. And the fact that right now I am actually very excited because right now we see a lot of women wearing their hair out, African women to be precise, they're actually wearing their hair out confidently. They're not trying to actually, fit in. Most of them, I know it can be a lot. Some of them, we talk about this, and they're like, sometimes it's really hard because there's this routine you have to do, the hair routine, and sometimes a lot of them are busy. They're going to work, so most of them maybe they will actually wear or just choose a protective style, like put on braids, right? Which is actually a good hairstyle. Also, braids has a very great symbolic to it. We have to understand everything that has to do with Africans. There is a history behind it. There is a super great meaning. Let me say powerful meaning behind it. And that's why we've always been told that we are good enough. We're not good enough. And that's a lie. Because if someone is telling you that, it's because there's something powerful behind that statement. Let's continue with the breakdown of the power of African hair. We talked about the symbol of identity and status, which is back in the days during the historical time. Hairstyle can indicate a person's tribe, age, social standing, and even marital status. We'll talk about that. I'm going to play a video about that, and also protection and healing. Our hair sometimes was used in rituals, as that video actually talked about, for protection, for healing, and warding of evil spirits. For real. Also a symbol of mourning. I don't know if you've actually experienced this. I've seen this in different communities, whereas shaving the hair or wearing it in a certain way can signify mourning or grief. Like each and every hairstyle carried a very deep meaning into it. Before I move forward to the historical and social impact of hair, which is one powerful thing that I've actually seen most times or few years back, where our hair actually had a very great meaning of resistance and empowerment. And during the transatlantic slave trade and colonization, the forced shaving of hair was a tool of dehumanization and cultural erasure. That is so true. But also, it can also mean that we are reclaiming our identity back. And in recent times, also, wearing natural hairstyle has become a very powerful symbol of Black pride and a rejection of Eurocentric beauty standard. That is so true. But before we move forward with that breakdown of the power of African hair, let's listen in to ancient African hair care lessons from one of our greatest hairologists, but I believe he's talking in his dialect. So we're going to actually dive into another video, mostly talking about the power of Black hair.
So hair is very important. So if you're missing hair on the outside of your body, then that means you're missing hair where?
Okay.
You can decode and scan your environment.
Think about it. Where does your hair grow from? Your scalp. What's underneath your scalp? Your skull. What's underneath your skull? Your brain. Right?
What's good with y'all? I know I've been waiting for this video, man. I got a giveaway at the end of this video too, just for y'all, but I'm finna really put y'all niggas on game and how this shit really work, bro. Your locks represent purity, bro. Your locks literally are like antennas that gets information and collects things, bro. This is why you see like a lot of spiritual people with locks, or just very wise people with freeform locks and things like J. Cole, or just when you see a lot of spiritual melanated talkers, most of them have locks. That's because they know how important their hair is, bro. Your hair is literally energy. Your hair is literally an antenna.
Your hair is energy. We always talk about everything is energy, and your hair is part of it. Your hair is energy, so you should definitely treat it with care and love.
Receives and emits energy. Just think about a light bulb. The light bulb has a little coil inside it. Without the coil, there's no energy. There's no power. There are coils in your locks for a reason, bro. That's why they call them coils when you start. Our hair contains our own individual DNA. So when people be cutting their hair off and feel like they lost a part of them, nigga, you literally lost a part of you. Like, literally, it's not saying like if you don't have hair, you can't be wise or anything like that. But when you have hair, it's just very easier to.
And also this conversation that I heard that the longer your hair is, the more in tune you are actually in tune to the spiritual world, to your psychic abilities. And also, it comes from an understanding of learning more about the power of your hair.
Receive information, you get more information. Your locks is literally an antenna to the spiritual realm. So that's why you see a lot of spiritual people with their locks, they wear them up in the bun because it goes up. That's why a lot of spiritual people never cut their hair.
I've actually seen a lot of spiritual teachers with dreadlocks. That is so true. I've seen them. Most of them have dreadlocks.
And the power of the hair. If there's no coils, there's no power. Think about, remember what I said with the light bulb. You know, a light bulb has a coil. The tighter the coils, the easier it is for you to take in cosmic energy. The tighter your coils is, the easier it is for you to send out, receive, and storage energy. So remember that. The coil transmits sun energy. Remember, everything is from the sun. Without the sun, everything is dead. Your coils transmit sun energy, which connects right to the crown chakra. When it enters part of the brain, it helps people meditate and it helps people with visualization. If you think about Dragon Ball Z, when Goku went Super Saiyan 3 and his hair got really longer, bro, it's just like, bro, it's the same shit, bro. Really, Dragon Ball Z really showed you the cheat code to life. Like the power-ups and all that, like, you can do that in real life, bro. Like that's a real life thing. They're literally showing you. Or if you ever watch Naruto, you've seen Sage Mode, where he was actually training and meditating and actually holding in his chakra and really focusing and like going up the scale, bro. They're literally showing you how to do it, bro. Like they're showing you how to do it. The locks is like, it's roots, bro. It connects to everything, bro. So you'll just notice when you have locks, you just more better intuition. Your instincts are better. You think better. You just think more wiser. Now, it's not saying if you don't have locks that you can't think wise or shit like that. I'm not saying that. But, you know, when you have locks, you know, the more you can receive energy. Because remember, like I said, your locks is literally like an antenna to the spiritual realm. So it gets information. You know, your locks is literally a journey. It's a whole journey. The lock process itself is a journey. So, you know, that's spiritual in itself. You just appreciating being patient and loving your hair because, you know, there's difficult stages of locks. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say there's no difficult stages of locks. We've all had that point if we have locks where it's just like, damn, why you want to keep doing this shit? My shit kind of ugly. My shit kind of, you know what I'm saying? My fault, y'all. My fucking shit died, bro. I had to restart right here. But like I was saying, though, your locks is pretty much just about appreciating the beauty of it, bro. Not giving a fuck about what nobody say, bro. Because your locks is a part of you, bro. A lot of people talk down on locks. You know, sometimes you can't get a job with locks or anything like that. But, you know, that's why this shit is a journey, bro. Fuck what everybody else think, my nigga. Our hair is a part of us. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk down about locks, but you know, that's the point of the journey, bro. That's why I say it's spiritual in itself, bro. Because it's about expressing your inner beauty, bro, and not caring about what nobody else thinks. You know, this is beautiful, bro. Like, this is life, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is, bro, like, it shows you, like, just watching it grow and flourish, bro. Like, it's beautiful, bro. That shit is so beautiful, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It's about appreciating every stage of your life. You know, any stage. Love your teenage stage. Love your starter stage. Love all your stages, bro. This shit is beautiful, bro. And that's the point of this journey, bro. Expressing the inner beauty. We're going to give away info right now. I'm just giving away a $25 PlayStation gift.
We have to start actually educating our younger ones about the beauty of their hair. We have to start telling them that they're good enough. We have to start telling them they don't have to wear their wigs on because, you know, they feel like that's better than, you know, their real hair, not knowing that their hair is actually connected to the creator, not knowing that their hair actually has spiritual effects, right? And also it helps you be more in tune to their environment. It makes you be more in tune to actually know your psychic abilities.
PlayStation gift card right here. You know, I put my Instagram somewhere. You don't gotta follow.
That was it in regards to the power of locks and black hair and spiritual effects of locks. But also, let's move forward to the history of African hair and culture.
In a previous video, I focused on African women and their hair history. But in this video, I wanted to broaden the scope and talk about the hair history of Africa in general, including African men and women. So today, we're going to talk about the hair history and hair culture of African people.
Jeez. That shocked me. Oh my gosh. That was like, whoa, what's happening?
What up, African world? It's Home Team here, and I'm back at it with another video of African history, culture, and worldview. And as always, if you want access to sources, courses, because now, I'm a little biased because the hair culture of our women has a very special place in my heart because their hair in particular has been constantly ridiculed and used as an excuse for punishment, slightly more so
Right.
than men. As of late, more and more news comes out of our girls being discriminated against because of their hair. Fortunately for us today,
It's so amazing that we were told that our hair is not good enough. You should shave it off. You should actually wear the wigs out because that was the beauty, Eurocentric beauty standard. Not knowing that, you know what? The fact that, as they say, more our kinkier, the more our hair is kinkier, the more we are actually in tune to the creator. And if you're in tune to the creator, what happens? You get downloads of what you should do next. You get download about your creativity, about your gifts and talent. If you're whatever calling or purpose that you do have in this world, you actually are more aware of your environment. You're more in tuned to the future, for real.
our girls seem to be embracing their hair with the righteous proclamation, "We will not change our hair for your schools." We shouldn't be outsourcing our self-esteem as a people to begin with, but now, more than ever, it's important for us to know
Our hair is beautiful. Our hair is unique. Our hair is magical. And the most fun fact about it, or the most, the ground truth about our hair, African hair is only found in the African community, in the whole world. It's unique. It's different. And it's rare, like 100%.
hair history collectively, both men and women, so that we will begin to value it more and appreciate its beauty. Our hair has always been a big part of our identity as a people, and that's what I wanted to touch on today. One question seems to lurk around in the diaspora. Historically, what meaning did Africans ascribe to their hair? Well, hopefully by the end of this video, I would have answered that question for you. African people
Hi, Sonia. I can see you. How you doing? Frederick Mungai. Thank you guys for joining me this beautiful afternoon on Let's Talk with Everton.
have the most unique and diverse hair on the planet, and only recently has that been a symbol of pride for us. The hair texture of African men and women varies from Western Africa all the way to Eastern Africa. It varies from thin to thick, from nearly straight, and from soft kinky curls to tight peppercorn curls. Some scientists have attributed the conditions of African geography to the type of hair texture a particular group of Africans may have. In other words, Mother Africa texturized our hair. If our hair wasn't unique enough, what further exemplifies our hair glory is the fact that we can perform the most diverse hairstyles known to mankind. No other people on the planet have the hairstyles that Africans created. Braids seem to be a sort of universal foundational African trait, and protective styling techniques in the more central and southern parts of Africa were a very common theme. In parts of Central Africa, women used a mixture of aqua and animal fat to hold their hair in long cylindrical shapes. Styling aids from animal fats, plants, and minerals date back to ancient times. Nubians in particular developed a type of ironing comb to make rows of tight coils around the head. African hairstyles have revealed a person's age, birthplace, clan membership, socioeconomic status, marital status, and occupation, among other things. Among the Maasai, women and children traditionally keep their heads shaved, while male warriors wear long braids dyed with red clay. Community leaders wore the most elaborate hairstyles, and only the ruler wore a headdress. Crowns were made from leather, gold, beads, and fancy braids. Priests also have worn hairstyles that set them apart from other community members. Young women may wear styles that show they are open to marriage, whereas married women's hairstyles
There we go. Is the conversation I talked about earlier, where back in the days we did have hair actually showcasing your age, your marital status, social standing, and also a person's tribe, and that's what they're actually explaining in this video.
show they are unavailable. Before marriage, Igbo girls in present-day Nigeria traditionally used clay, ground coil, and palm oil to shape their hair into a horn shape that bends toward their brows. Girls in Senegal may wear braids and whimsical styles, while married women have plainer, covered styles. In Kenya, young Turkana men spend hours getting elaborate
Come on, in Kenya.
hairstyles that show they have completed the initiation rites for adulthood. Among some
And every hairstyle had a symbolic meaning to it. So we should definitely be proud and walk confidently, knowing, like, we know what we represent.
ancient societies, African men wore their hair in a distinctive style when they were about to go to war. This signaled their families to prepare for a possible death. Since ancient times, hairdressers have enjoyed a high status in traditional African cultures, and hair grooming time was sociable. In most communities, including those in Ghana and Senegal, hairdressers work only with members of their own gender. Hairdressing, which might be done daily, involves cleansing, then combing, oiling, and styling into various braids, wraps, curls, twists, or other shapes, sometimes with decorative accessories. In other words, hair was a sacred event. This veneration and importance of hair was observed throughout the continent. One African creation myth from the San people of Namibia is testament to the spiritual unity all Africans have concerning the attitude about their hair. It goes as follows. In the beginning, there was just emptiness except for the supreme god, Peshoboro. However, his sudden death resulted in the creation of the world. According to legend, he was bitten by a cosmic fish and died. Blood gushed from his wounds, creating rocks and hills, and the thrashing of his body carved out valleys. The water poured from his body formed rivers and streams, and his hair became the clouds, which life-giving rain fell. After Peshoboro resurrected himself, he created humans. They were perfect in his eyes, but something was missing. They had no hair. So Peshoboro gave humans hair, and it was then that humanity was born. You see, the very swirls and curls we see in the universe is reflected in Afro-textured hair, giving us character and in some ways even bringing us closer to perfection and even the idea of divinity. From an African perspective, humans didn't become complete until they received their hair. Hair had a very special spiritual significance in Africa. Many African cultures saw the head as a center of control, communication, and identity in the body. Hair was regarded as a source of power that personified the individual and could be used for spiritual purposes. Since it rests on the highest point of the body, hair itself was a means to communicate with divine spirits, and it was treated in ways that were thought to bring good luck or ward off evil. According to authors Ayana Bird and Laurie Tharps, communication from the gods and spirits was thought to pass through the hair to get to the soul. In the Cameroon, for example, medicine men attached hair to containers that held their healing potions in order to protect the potions and enhance their effectiveness. Hair also has strong social and sexual connotations. Most societies regard long, thick, neatly styled hair on a young woman as a sign of health, respectability, and fertility, qualities that make them desirable mates. In traditional African cultures, both men and women groomed their hair, and unkept hair was a sign of illness, mourning, or antisocial behavior. One of the dopest hairstyles I've seen from African men has to come from the Tutsi people of Rwanda. This hairstyle is unique because one can make the argument that this style can be just as relevant today as it was in ancient times. It's called the Amasunzu. The Amasunzu hairstyle is characterized by styling the hair in crest. It's frequently described as crescent-shaped, and it's indicative of Tutsi social status. In fact, men who didn't rock this style were looked at with suspicion until fairly recently. And honestly, we simply can't ignore the fact that it looks like the royal blue crown or the keprush of ancient Egypt. No matter your position on the matter, the similarities cannot be denied. Many customs throughout Africa relate to the spiritual aspect of African hair. For example, during the naming ceremony that takes place 7 or 9 days after birth, the Yoruba may shave a baby's head to mark its passage from the spirit world into the world of the living. The shaved hair may be used in good luck charms or healing tonics. A dead person's head is shaved to mark the passage from this world to the next. Among the Akan of Ghana, however, women and men who are most closely related to a dead person shave their heads and bodies as a sign of respect. Certain groups use hairs from the deceased or from
As I said earlier, also it can have a very symbolic meaning for the time of mourning for a lot of individuals. And also we talked about how it has been believed to be a conduit for communication with spiritual realms and ancestral spirits. Also, reclaiming our identity. We are going back to the historical and social impact of our African hair. We talked about the fact that during back on the transatlantic slave trade and colonization, we were forced to shave our hair, and that was a tool of dehumanization and cultural erasure. Also, we do have reclaiming identity. That's what I'm actually seeing nowadays. In recent times, right now, we do have powerful symbol of Black pride and a rejection of Eurocentric beauty standards. Also, social justice. Cases like the one involving Ruby Williams, who was repeatedly sent home from school due to her afro, highlight that the ongoing struggle for acceptance and equality in the face of hair discrimination. But I love the fact right now people are proudly wearing their hair out. Before we go on a commercial break, we'll come back talking about modern expressions of our African hair. You do have right now where people actually wear their hair out in form of artistic and creative ways, which is a subject of an expression with art, using it to explore themes of identity, culture, and also beauty. Also, fashion and style, where natural hairstyles are embraced as a form of personal expressions and style, with a wide range of textures, cuts, and colors, which looks tremendously magical and beautiful. Also, it has been used as a way to actually express activism and advocacy. And also, we do have individuals and organizations are using hair as a platform to advocate for social justice and challenge systematic inequality. So it is time for us to step into our power, and we're using everything that was actually used to actually make us feel that we're not good enough, because that's how we take our power back. Before we move forward in the conversation, let's listen in to the health and benefits of some of the supplements that we have for you.
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Only $20.90.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
By the way, thank you for actually being here with me. We'll definitely have another last video to share regarding the power of African hair since time began. But before I move forward, definitely listen to this video because I'm almost winding up. Let's share this video about the power of our hair, the crown that we never take off.
In this video, I will be discussing the hurdles and hardships African people face, especially women, due to something they were born with, their natural hair. We are going to travel through time to understand where it all began, how it evolved throughout the centuries, how we got to where we are today, and what we should expect from the future. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. We are going to start with a little bit of history. In the Western world, Afro-textured hair has historically been treated with disdain by members of all ethnicities. It was seen as being unprofessional, unattractive, and unclean. Black women have been conditioned to believe their natural hair, the hair that grows directly out of their scalps, was unruly and unkempt, with the ideal beauty type in most Western countries being that of someone with silky straight hair. Black women have often been left to feel like their natural hair is innately negative. These restrictive ideals have left Black women in a compromised position, having to adhere to certain societal norms for the sake of upward mobility, whether that's getting ahead professionally or fitting in a myriad of social environments such as school. As we've seen countless times, Black women are sometimes punished or shamed if they choose to do otherwise. And a good example of this is the case of Pretoria Girls High School in South Africa, whose discriminatory code of conduct sparked protest from its students in 2016 due to its language that implied Afro-textured hair is
Lives Matter movement. The schoolgirls are saying the school management allegedly threatened them.
We staged a peaceful demonstration because today they stated they wanted a blackout Thursday in support of Black Lives Matter. So our response to them was that if you claim to support the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement, how do you say you support the to perpetuate the same system that the Black Lives Matter movement is against? And so we asked them. And so when we staged the protest, they did what they did in 2016. They threatened us. They threatened us once again, and they called a member from the GDE just now.
And now, let's take a quick look back in history. During the 15th and 16th centuries, the Atlantic slave trade saw Black Africans forcibly transported from sub-Saharan Africa to North America, and upon their arrival in the New World, their heads would be shaved in effort to erase their culture, since many Africans used hairstyles to signify their tribal identity, marital status, age, and
Yes.
other personal characteristics.
Yeah, as I said earlier, different hairstyle had different symbolic meanings of, age, your tribe, marital status. So they actually had to shave their hair the time they were actually taken to the United States of America during the transatlantic slave trade. They had to shave their hair, which means they're actually erasing their culture, their identity, and what really means to them, their hair, which signifies their power. So they had to shave their hair off.
Early on, both men and women would wear headscarves to protect their scalps from sunburn and lice. But as time progressed, these hair wraps became more associated with women, who began to wear them in various fashions based on their region and personal style.
We always turn everything into beauty, right? The fact that they were wearing headscarf, look at what he said. They turned it into something, suitable in different styles, making it look super fashionable.
Fashions based on their region and personal style. During the early 1700s, when the slave trade was still in place, black hair was dehumanized and described as wool by white people. This is when the concept of good hair arose in the times leading up to the abolition of slavery in the United States. This concept created a damaging narrative that would shape the way black hair was viewed for centuries to come. Good hair was associated with Caucasian textures, softer, smoother, lighter, and longer. Meanwhile, black hair textures were considered bad. Enslaved people who worked in the home did not wear headscarves as field laborers did, and as they were often children of a white man in the family that owned them, they were more likely to have straight hair than kinky or curly hair. This was done for convenience and to conform with Western beauty standards. In the late 1700s, free Africans in New Orleans were able to buy their freedom from slavery, resulting in an increase of interracial marriage in Louisiana. In response to this, Charles III of Spain demanded Louisiana colonial governor Esteban Rodriguez Miró to establish public order and proper standards of morality, with specific reference to a large class of mulattoes and particularly mulatto women. It is believed that the reason behind it was the fact that Louisiana women of African descent wore hairstyles that incorporated feathers and jewels, which caught the attention of white men, creating a certain jealousy and animosity from white women. To comply with Charles III's demand, Miró issued an edict that required Creole women to wear a tignon in public places by law to conceal their hair. The law was intended to stop these interracial unions. Women did comply with the law, however, in an act of resistance, they would adorn their wraps with fine fabrics and jewelry, which would make them stand out even more. As time progressed, the influence of Western beauty standards started to appear amongst the Black community, and by the late 800s, African American women started to straighten their hair to meet the Eurocentric vision of society. To do this, they would use hot combs. At the time, it was simply a heated metal comb that was designed to straighten and smooth kinky and coarse Afro hair textures, starting from the roots upwards. While many women, including white women, used hot combs to straighten their hair for various reasons, the tool gave Black women the chance to have the so-called good hair they were taught since childhood they didn't have. Straight hair was not only deemed more attractive, but it elevated a woman's personal, social, and economic status, and could even result in more opportunities for success. One of the pioneers of this calm and other beauty products was Madam C.J. Walker. She was an African-American entrepreneur, philanthropist.
I believe there's a movie about, our hair. There's a movie talking about the power of African hair, but we're winding up with that, family. This is super interesting. You can actually go and actually follow it over if you want to know more about the power of African hair. But also you can rewatch this later on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network. But let's remember that our hair has power, carries a super deep meaning into it. We actually talked about the power of African hair, and we broke it down to different points. We talked about the fact that it was a symbol of communication with the divine. It was a symbol of identity and status, protection and healing. Also, it was used as a symbol of mourning. We did talk about historical and social impact, which we stated it was used, or even now, as a symbol of resistance and empowerment, reclaiming back our identity. Also, we did have the fact that it attributed to social justice and artistic and creative symbols, fashion and style, and activism, and advocacy. Thank you guys for joining me live on TikTok, Ramble, BitChute, and YouTube. Thank you, everybody. I hope we'll definitely delve deeper into falling in love with everything that has to do with ourselves. My name is Iweton Longoria. On Let's Pop with Iweton, you can always download our app on the Google Play Store to get updated on what we always do have here on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. I'm sending you so much love and light this beautiful afternoon. Have a peaceful, productive, fun weekend. But before I leave, let's listen in to the health and benefits of some of the supplements we do have.
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$20.90. You'll get your beetroot and other supplements. I'm sending you so much love and light this beautiful afternoon. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. Take care and have a great weekend.
You're tuning into
Thank you for the ones who joined me live on TikTok. See you later on the next show.
Close to you, emotions are flowing through. I want your body on my body. Let's fuck up the room. Let's get naughty.
You're now listening to the best music.